Hey, friend. Thank you for being here. If you've been dealing with inconsistent income and thinking, like, what the hell is going on? Let me tell you, it's not always about effort or strategy. Instead, I want you to think about cosmic timing. Because in astrology, your second house ruler, the place in your chart that speaks to values, income, your resources, your talents and skills, what I also call your money planet, shows you naturally how you earn, how you manage and attract wealth. And when you learn to work with its rhythm, cash flow gets a little bit smoother, less of this, oh gosh, what's going on? So let me show you how to find your second house ruler. Let me pull that up. Hold on one sec. All right, so this is an example of a chart. Very simple. There's no data there. I'm sure yours looks a little bit more complicated than this. But to find your second house of money and values, what I want you to do is note where the number 2 sits within this wheel. And perhaps you don't have a wheel. Maybe it's just a list and it just says second and then a sign next to that, the name of it. Whatever that sign is. Maybe it's Taurus. Maybe it's Cancer. Maybe it's Sagittarius. Maybe it's Capricorn. The second house sign is the sign after the first house, aka where you will find your rising sign, or also known as the ascendant. And so this has a sign and therefore a ruler. And in traditional astrology, every sign has a ruler, and we tend to not use, say, like the modern planets, but you can, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and find what is that second house for you. What is the sign? Is that Cancer? If so, that would be Moon. If it's Gemini, then that would be Mercury. And each of those will tell you where the money will flow. The ruler of that second house, wherever it may sit within this diagram here of this wheel, will tell you so much about your money story. All right. So so you know that that planet, the ruler of your second house, can exist in any house. It's not just something that will only exist in one place. I'm sorry, it will obviously exist in one place, but it can exist outside of the second house, is what I meant to say. So let's say you now know who that ruler is, right? So the ruler of your second house represents your your earning style, the energy pattern behind how you create, manage, and magnetize your value. Okay. What you recognize as value within yourself and the things that you not just value of yourself, but of your beliefs, of the things that you value out there in life. So this doesn't tell you a dollar amount, my friend. No, 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 no. It shows you how you make money feel easy for you. And so think of this as your financial personality code, quote unquote. So if Saturn is the ruler of your second house, say that would be like Aquarius or Capricorn. If it is Aquarius, you could look at both Saturn and Uranus. So Saturn earns through structure, systems, and long-term mastery. Their money flow comes through consistency and responsibility. Slow but steady. It's not a fast-moving thing. Saturn is a very slow planet. And so Venus does this through magnetizing wealth through beauty, harmony, and relationships. And so you earn by creating value that feels good and looks good, the two of them. Whereas Mars, such as an Aries second house or Scorpio, you thrive in motion, action, leadership, risk taking, entrepreneurship. You earn by doing, competing, and pushing forward. And Mercury, well, Mercury gets paid to communicate, selling, teaching, writing, or sharing ideas. Income follows your curiosity and conversation. So depending on the sign, the ruler will tell you a little bit more. And ask yourself, as you do this exploration, what's your money planet teaching you about the way value wants to move through your life? Now, the second thing that you need to know about your money planet is where it lives it shows where the money comes from. So go find your money house, your money planet. Where is it in the chart here? Is it in the second? Is it in the first? Is it in the third? Is it in the fourth? Where is that? Okay, so once you know your money planet, look for that house that it's sitting in, and that's where money making energy expresses itself most clearly. Okay, and so say your money planet is in the 10th house. The 10th house talks about visibility, public reputation, career milestones. So you earn by being seen. Now, say your money planet is in the 3rd house. Well, then this is about communication, writing, local community, short-term projects you earn through sharing knowledge. Perhaps your earning planet is in the 6th. This is where you're talking about service, health, organization, or daily operations. You earn through steady contribution and skill refinement. Each placement tells you where your income wants to flow naturally. And instead of forcing income from strategies that don't feel aligned and are pushing you in directions that overall you really feel yucky about, you want to lean into the areas of your chart that are already supports what you are meant to thrive in. The third thing that I want you to know about your money planet is that its transits reveal when cash flow opens or tightens up. So when planets in the sky make aspects to your natal money planet, it triggers money related themes such as expansion, pressure, or recalibration. So depending on the planet that is doing all of this action, you'll have a different flavor. So for example, if this is a trine, a sextile, this would be an aspect from the transiting planet to your natal planet, your natal money planet. Okay. Somewhere in your chart, say that your natal money planet sits in the 3rd and there's a transiting planet. Say that it is Jupiter coming in for a sextile or a trine and hitting that through an aspect. All right, that's what the trines and the sextiles and the oppositions and the squares, what those all are. Those are the lines that you see through the chart. And so this brings up an opportunity for ease, visibility, support, and new income opportunities when there's a sextile or a trine. Whereas things that are a square or an opposition, a planet doing that and activating your chart, now you're talking about friction that pushes growth. Time to fix pricing, refine your offers, or rework your boundaries. Where now, how about a conjunction? This is when a planet is coming in contact with your natal planet money ruler. Okay. Then this would be new beginnings, major shifts, or fresh chapters in earning style. Think of it as a new moon, right? A new moon is when we begin new things. That's when the sun and the moon come together at the same sign in the same degree. That's no different than something of this nature, but in this case, this is your money planet, okay? The ruler. Watch for returns here. This could be your Venus return or your Jupiter return. So this is when Venus or any planet is returning to the same planet, the same place in the chart that it was when you were born. So if you have a natal Venus in Taurus, that every single time Venus comes into Taurus, that this isn't a return for you. You're experiencing a Venus return. And so this often coincides with major financial turning points, new offers, or abundance upgrades. Now, another thing you should know is the fourth thing, which is the element. It's the element of that planetary ruler. Its element describes your money energy. So the element of the sign your money planet occupies reveals the energetic tone of your relationship with money. So fire, earth, air, water, depending on where that sign sits. So the planet sits. So say you have a 2nd house in Taurus and you have Venus in Scorpio, then you're paying attention to the water themes, which is earning through emotional attunement, healing, or creativity, needs meaning and connection. Or maybe your second house is in Sagittarius, so that's a fire sign. So now you're looking at things that are more about passion, leadership, and bold moves, thriving on risk and motivation. Now, the final fifth item is, of course, oh, and I should state before I move on, there is no better element, by the way. I didn't cover all of them, but there is no better element. All the elements have their style and their gifts, and coveting others is just not going to work out for you, because you're going to sooner or later realize, like, you may have some awesome natal placements, but inevitably you're going to experience not so great transits. Like, it just happens. So think of your element knowledge as the thing that keeps your energy flowing instead of forcing. Okay. So when you're attuned with that language of the activities of that element, you can really be more in flow with the planet ruler's element and sign. Now, the fifth item, it's timing. The timing of that ruler sets your money rhythm. So your money planet, speed, and orbit reveal how frequently you're wired to experience shifts in earning patterns, money mindset, and offer clarity, because each of the planets has a different cycle. So, for example, if your second house is ruled by Venus or Mercury, these are fast movers. These are monthly to annual cycle people. All right. You likely thrive with short creative income styles. Think like regular launches, micro offers, or frequent content based selling. Your abundance often responds to quick pivots and consistent creative output. Whereas somebody that has like a longer or medium pace, say Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn, now you're looking at 1.5 years to 30 years, depending if you have Saturn, right? So these suggest slower momentum building wealth arcs and are ideal for longer campaigns. Does it mean that you shouldn't do the other things? No, it just means that you should be mindful of this ruler and what it tends to do and work towards that in the bigger picture, so you're not so disappointed in how perhaps some things for you aren't as fast as others. So this is longer campaigns, seasonal launches, and offers that grow stronger over time. So Saturn especially favors steady structure over fast wins. So just so you know here. All right. What about if it's Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, right? If you're paying attention to the modern rulers of the second house, say you have that. Well, then these planets bring transformative or collective money themes, because we're now operating in very long periods of time, generational for the most part. Your financial journey may be tied to deep evolution, social movements, or legacy creation. If one of these rules your second house, your wealth story unfolds in a long soul level timeline. It's not meant to go fast. Now, you could obviously pay attention to the traditional ruler and you'll have a different story, right? Uranus is associated with Aquarius, Neptune associated with Pisces, Pluto with Scorpio. And the traditional rulers for those three signs, Aquarius would be Saturn, Neptune of Pisces would be Jupiter, Pluto, which is Scorpio, would then be Mars. So you take your pick. The slower your money planet, though, the more your wealth compounds through consistency and patience. That's the point, right? It's to work through that slowly over and over and over. Now, the faster it moves, the more your income responds to short-term alignment and quick collaboration. So let me quickly just go through these here so you have them in front of you. In case you want to take a screenshot, please do. And do pay attention to the information here. Like, comment, subscribe. There is a link for a freebie as well as information on my upcoming Cosmic Clarity Lab membership for solopreneurs. So knowing your planet's pace, friends, helps you release comparison and hopefully align with your own money rhythm, right? Stop trying to push yourself towards a strategy that is ultimately not yours. That's the whole point of learning once astrology and using business astrology to start hacking our business growth and ditching those made for the masses strategies. Like, why would you want to do that? Don't do that, friend. So remember, when your money planet's receiving supportive aspects, conditions for income tend to flow more easily. And when it's under pressure, don't panic. Don't panic. Refine the channel, adjust the offer, strengthen the system, or realign your timing. Stop stressing. Things will shift because the cosmos and the planets are always shifting. So, if you are seeking and help and need some help identifying your offer and timing windows, grab my free freebie called the Profit Pathway Maker. It will help you spot your personal cycle in minutes of what you're supposed to offer at this moment in time. If you're having difficulties mapping what that looks like, it uses AI to help you decode that very quickly and give you 3 ideas. And then if you'd like to continue with me, do join the waitlist for the Cosmic Clarity Lab waitlist. I would love to have you there, where we start to uncover and really turn this up a notch and leveraging the cosmic wisdom for our businesses. All right, friends, I will see you soon. Hit like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.